The year 2001 gave us romantic comedies, emotional dramas, unexpected love stories, and more than one ending that completely broke our hearts. It was a time of chance encounters, handwritten notes, missed connections, impossible choices, and the belief that fate could bring two people together. Today, we are looking back at 10 romantic movies released in 2001. Some of them became beloved classics, while others may have been forgotten over the years. This list is not a ranking. It is simply a nostalgic journey through romance at the beginning of the 2000s. Let's begin. Number 10, On the Line. Kevin meets Abby on a Chicago train, and the two immediately connect over their shared interests. But Kevin is too nervous to ask for her name or phone number before she leaves. Convinced that he may have lost the perfect woman, he begins putting up signs around the city in the hope of finding her again. His search quickly attracts public attention, but his friends make the situation far more complicated than it needs to be. Starring Lance Bass and Emmanuel Criqui, On the Line is a sweet and uncomplicated romantic comedy about missed connections, shyness, and taking a chance before the right person disappears. Number 9, Head Over Heels. Amanda Pierce has terrible luck with relationships. After catching her boyfriend with another woman, she moves into an apartment with 4 fashion models and becomes fascinated by Jim, the handsome man who lives across the street. Everything seems promising until Amanda believes she witnesses him committing a murder. Instead of walking away, she and her roommates decide to investigate him, creating a series of increasingly chaotic and ridiculous situations. Head Over Heels blends romantic comedy with a light murder mystery. It is silly, exaggerated, and very much a product of its era. But that is also part of its nostalgic early 2000s charm. Number 8, Crazy/Beautiful. Nicole is the troubled daughter of a wealthy politician. Carlos is a hardworking student from a completely different background who dreams of building a better future. When they fall in love, their relationship is intense, passionate, and often destructive. Carlos wants to protect Nicole, but being with her may also threaten everything he has worked for. Nicole, meanwhile, must decide whether she is willing to take responsibility for her own life. Starring Kirsten Dunst and Jay Hernandez, Crazy/Beautiful is a raw young love story about class differences, family pressure, emotional instability, and the difficult line between helping someone and losing yourself in their problems. Number 7, Save the Last Dance. After the sudden death of her mother, Sarah moves to Chicago to live with her father. She has given up on her dream of becoming a professional ballerina and feels completely out of place in her new school. Then, she meets Derek, a talented and ambitious student who introduces her to a different style of dance and helps her rediscover her confidence. Their relationship faces pressure from friends, family, and the different worlds they come from. Save the Last Dance is more than a romance. It is also a coming-of-age story about grief, ambition, cultural differences, and finding the courage to return to a dream you thought you had lost. Number 6, Captain Corelli's Mandolin. Set on the Greek island of Cephalonia during the Second World War, Captain Corelli's Mandolin follows Pelagia, a young woman whose future is transformed by war. She is engaged to a local fisherman named Mandras, but their relationship changes after he leaves to fight. When Italian soldiers occupy the island, Pelagia meets Captain Antonio Corelli, a music-loving officer who is very different from the enemy she expected. Their growing connection places both of them in an impossible position. Starring Nicolas Cage and Penelope Cruz, this is a sweeping and tragic romance about war, loyalty, sacrifice, and love, surviving under devastating circumstances. Number 5, Sweet November. Nelson Moss is a successful advertising executive who has built his entire life around his career. Then he meets Sarah Deaver, a free-spirited woman who makes him an unusual offer. She wants him to spend the month of November living with her, with no expectations about what will happen afterward. Sarah believes she can change his life, but Nelson has no idea how much she is hiding from him. Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron bring warmth and sadness to this bittersweet romance. Sweet November begins like an unusual romantic fantasy, but gradually becomes a painful story about love, loss, and appreciating the limited time we have together. Number 4, Angel Eyes. Angel Eyes is a much darker and more emotional kind of romance. Jennifer Lopez plays Sharon Pogue, a Chicago police officer who hides her vulnerability behind a tough and controlled personality. After a mysterious man named Catch saves her life, the two begin forming a quiet connection. But Catch is also carrying a painful secret from his past. Their relationship slowly forces both of them to confront the grief and trauma they have been trying to avoid. Angel Eyes is not a light romantic comedy. It is a story about two damaged people finding comfort in each other and learning that love cannot erase the past, but it can help you face it. Number 3, Kate and Leopold Kate McKay is a successful and independent woman living in modern-day New York City. Leopold is a charming 19th century duke who accidentally travels through time and ends up in her world. At first, Kate finds his old-fashioned manners strange and inconvenient. But Leopold's sincerity, kindness, and romantic nature begin to challenge everything she believes about relationships. Hugh Jackman and Meg Ryan make this unusual love story feel surprisingly believable. Kate and Leopold combines romance, comedy, and time travel while asking a difficult question. What would you be willing to leave behind for the person you love? Number 2, Serendipity. Jonathan and Sarah meet by chance while trying to buy the same pair of gloves in New York City. They spend a magical evening together, but Sarah believes that fate should decide whether they are truly meant to be. Instead of exchanging contact information, they leave their future in the hands of chance. Years later, both of them are preparing to marry other people, yet neither has completely forgotten that night. Starring John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale, Serendipity is one of the most memorable movies about destiny, missed opportunities, and the question of whether true love will always find its way back to us. Number 1, The Wedding Planner. Mary Fiore is one of the most successful wedding planners in San Francisco. She knows exactly how to create the perfect romantic day for other people, but her own love life is practically non-existent. Then she meets Steve, a charming doctor who saves her from an accident, and their connection feels almost too perfect. Unfortunately, Mary soon discovers that Steve is the groom in the biggest wedding she has ever been hired to organize. Starring Jennifer Lopez and Matthew McConaughey, The Wedding Planner is a classic early 2000s romantic comedy filled with chemistry, impossible choices, and beautifully complicated timing. From the playful complications of The Wedding Planner to the emotional heartbreak of Sweet November and Captain Corelli's Mandolin, romantic movies from 2001 gave us many different versions of love. Which of these movies is your favorite? And which romantic film from 2001 would you add to the list? Share your choice in the comments and subscribe for more nostalgic movie recommendations and romantic film lists.